Hey there you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I decided that I want to rank all of my foundations. I've done a similar video ranking my eyeshadow palettes and I liked filming that video so much that I've decided to rank my foundations. Now I don't have that many foundations, I only have 8, so this is probably going to be a quick video, not as long as the other one. But still, if this is something that interests you, then just keep on watching. At number 8, you've probably guessed it, it is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation. Now, I just don't like this foundation. It looks fine like an hour after you apply it, and after that, it just doesn't look very nice. I have combination skin, so usually I'm kind of dry-ish on the outer parts of my face and I'm oily in the center, and this made me very oily. And another con of this foundation is that you need a specific technique to apply it. Like applying it with a sponge looks horrible, so you have to use a brush, otherwise it will just look very patchy. So I'm very disappointed in this guy. This foundation has been in so many disappointing products video that, you know, it's probably getting boring, but I will still use it up because I paid a pretty penny for this guy and I don't want to, you know, waste my money. I will use it up. I'll try to make it, like, I can make it work somehow, but it's definitely not a foundation that I recommend nor like. Next up is a foundation that I actually don't have with me because it's at work with all of my Project Pan products, and it is the Colourpop foundation Stix. Now honestly I don't mind this foundation too much. It's an alright foundation, it has medium coverage, but it does get fairly oily on my skin. Now I can apply this foundation with a brush or a sponge and it looks fine otherwise. It's just that because it is a stick foundation, it breaks down easily on my skin and it just doesn't last as long. So it is a pretty cheap product because it's Colourpop, but I'm pretty sure there are other stick foundations that work better yet don't cost as much and just, you know, last longer on the face. So this is another product that I won't be repurchasing, but it's not a product that I hate. At number 6, I have my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. Now, full coverage foundation. Now, the thing is that I was kind of torn between ranking this one at 6 or the next one that I'm talking about. However, the only reason why I'm ranking it below the next foundation, even though, you know, I was kind of thinking about it, is because the shade match is so. It's a little bit too dark on me and it's a little bit too orange for me. So I'm pretty sure if I were to find a good shade match, it would rank higher on my foundation, but just because this is the shade that I have, that's why it's at number 6. It is a very full coverage foundation. It basically covers everything, and the shade range is very large. The undertones are a little bit on the iffy side, but I'm pretty sure everyone would be able to find a shade that suits them. Another kind of con is this applicator, because it has a huge doe foot applicator that you apply on your face. Now I don't mind it personally, but I would prefer if it was a pump. It's just easier to do it that way. So yeah, not a bad product, not my favorite, wouldn't mind. Would I repurchase? No. Next up is my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Now this is the newest foundation to my collection. I gave into the hype basically because everyone was hyping that up, and I have to say I love the color that I chose. I have my one in 20 Ivory because it suits me very well, but sometimes depending on the products that I would push underneath, this would peel up or it wouldn't. So it probably depends. Maybe you cannot have some sort of an silky base underneath, because it will peel up, it will pick up underneath. However, if you prep your skin correctly and you have a special, you know, prep regimen that works with this foundation, I definitely recommend it, because it is a very thin consistency, it lasts a very long time, it is a full coverage, and it has a pump. Now, I like this foundation, I don't mind it, it's just that sometimes it does peel up. At number 4, so just below the top 3, is my Huda Beauty Faux Filtr foundation. Now, this foundation is a very, very full coverage foundation. As you can see, it has a pump. The color range is incredible. This shade, I have my one in 200B, is a very good shade match for moi. As you can see, I'm very pale at the moment, but sure, what can you do? This foundation, with being full coverage, gives you a little bit more of a satin finish, maybe a little bit more on the dewy side. Now, if you do powder up your face, I mean, oily people can use it and it will last on your face, although if you wear it for a prolonged period of time during the day, for example, or at night, you do get fairly oily, because, you know, it's not a matte foundation. The only con that I can think of is the scent. It's very heavily scented of roses. Now, I personally don't mind it, but if you have sensitive skin, I think this might actually bother you and might break you out. It doesn't break me out, but it can irritate your skin if you use it for a prolonged period of time. So I would be wary of that. But if you're looking for a satin finish full coverage foundation that just lasts so long and you don't get oily, this is your guy, because it's really good. At number 3, I have my YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow foundation. Now, this is a very dewy foundation, so if you have oily skin, stay away from this, because you're gonna hate it, okay? Even though I have combo skin, I love it because it makes my skin look very nice. It is a medium coverage foundation, which I love. It is very lightweight. It doesn't, you know, weigh, like, you don't feel, when you apply it on your skin, you don't feel like you're wearing foundation. It is, you know, it is that kind of tinted moisturizer kind of product that gives great coverage. This does also have a smell, unfortunately, so if you're sensitive, I would, you know, be careful, because it might break you out. It doesn't break me out. I just love the finish that it gives, and this is a great foundation to mix in with other foundations to make them more dewy, to maybe decrease the coverage. What I do personally, actually, is I use the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer. I mix these two together to give me a more matte and a more long-lasting look. And I love that combination. That's why this is my number 3 foundation. Number 2 is my Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation. This is absolutely amazing. It gives medium to full coverage. You can sheer it out. The color is actually matches me perfectly, and I have my one in the shade 100 Ivory. So if you are on the light spectrum, I think you would find this very great. The shade range that they offer is not fantastic, so I mean, if you have a darker skin color, it might be harder for you to find a shade. Now, this says that it has a comfort serum, so that means it's not a matte foundation. It leans more on the satin to dewy side. However, if you set it, it will last a long time and it will not get super extra dewy. So I feel like, being a combination skin, I can wear this and not worry about looking like a grease mess, you know what I mean? Yeah, and it has SPF 20 and a pump, so it's just great. Now, this could be my number 1, okay? This could be my number 1. However, I haven't used it for that long as I did with my number 1. So slowly and swiftly moving to my number 1 It's the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This is a mattifying foundation that has a very long lasting power. Basically, it lasts on your skin for ages. It's a thin formula, even though it's full coverage, so you don't necessarily feel it on your skin. You see the coverage, but you don't feel the heaviness. It has a weird applicator, to be honest, because it is a dropper, which actually makes it easier for you to mix foundations or mix shades if you can't find your perfect shade. Now, I know Catrice has expanded their shade range with this foundation, so you might be able to find something, you might not, I'm not sure. But if I'm doing makeup and I use this foundation, I use these darkening drops again from Catrice, and you mix them in, you mix it all together, apply it on their face, and it works fine. This foundation mixes well with other foundations also. Now, it's cheap because it's drugstore prices. It basically costs €8, so it's not going to break the bank whatsoever. And yeah, it is one of the best foundations I have tried. So if you're looking for your next holy grail, look no further, because this might be it. But yeah, that completes today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Let me know down in the comments down below what your #1 foundation is. I would love to find out, because I would love to try them out also. So yeah, that is it. Thank you very much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.